Alright, what I've done so far is I've used JBoss Central to build an HTML, select the HTML5 archetype from here. That is known as my project 2 right here. The README file popped up. I did deploy it to my EAP server running right here. So I have that project out there now. And then I have two browser windows open, a Firefox and a Chrome, all set up with Live Reload. The Live Reload server is started, and I believe these two guys are connected. We're about to find out. So we're going to go in here and say, for this project, I'm going to add a new HTML page and HTML file. All right, and let's just call this index2.html and hit next. I'm going to pick the HTML5 template, not the jQuery mobile template, since I'm going to use the jQuery mobile palette to basically do most of the things that template had in it. So the first thing I want to do is add a page, and I'm going to call this the home page, and the home page footer, and hit finish. And you can see right there it comes in with the ID of page 1. And now I want to hit save, and I want to come in here and open with web browser. All right, there it is, opened up. I'm going to copy that URL down here to this Firefox one, and let's see if our live reload is cooking along here. All right, so get him connected. Again, okay, so there's the Chrome, and there's the Firefox. You can see making changes. Let's make this a little bit bigger here. All right, so as I make changes, another change, Control S, boom, boom. All right, excellent. Now, so I'm ready to kind of build my app. So I got page 1 in here. Next thing I want to do is I want to add a panel as my menu. I want a Facebook style menu, so I'm going to put a panel in here. Okay, and I'm going to put a list view in here. List view as my links. Okay, and I'm going to say, yeah, right there. So we're going to go with, this will be pound page 1, and let's just call this the home page. And click on 2 here, and this is going to be the search page, and we'll call this pound page 2. And let's call this the add contact page. And pound page 3. And let's see if we did that right. Theme, inset number, looks good. Hit finish. Okay, and now we need a way to display that page. So the easiest way to do that is in the header, is to add a button. Okay, and we're going to call this the menu button. And the URL will be panel, my panel, which is the ID associated with that panel. We're going to give an icon, and I like the bars icon for the menu. And we're going to make that left, and actually we'll just take the icon only. All right, so data icon position, no text. And we'll hit finish there, and hit save, and let's see how this goes. Notice in both my windows here, a little icon showed up, and there's our little menu. All right, so the collapsing menu shows up there. Okay, and so this is my home page. So I can do whatever I want to here. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. All right, and you can see there's our change there. Cool, so I'm making real-time changes. And if I want to add other things to this, I could. Let's add the second page. So I'm going to come in here and add page 2. Go grab him, drag him in. I could also just double-click. Let's call this the search page. All right, ID generate, that's fine. It'll come in as page 2. You can see right there, page-2. So now our menu will bounce back and forth. And actually, one of the things I want to do is just copy and paste our menu. All right, this is something the jQuery team will probably be working on in the future, but for now, you have to copy and paste that. If you use an MVC approach like Angular or Backbone or something, you wouldn't have to copy and paste this. There's ways of handling it there. But I will do that here just for the sake of ease of use, and hit save there. Now if I come back to my menu and go to search, oh, I have an error. Why do I have an error? Let's see here. No ending div. Panel, whoa. Do I have the right number of divs now? There we go. All right, I'm not sure how I managed to knock out a div, but there we go. And so we go back to the search page and to the home page, back and forth using the little menu. Again, a Facebook style menu, that's why I like it. All right, and then on the second page here, it's a search screen. So what we want is to show search results, contents, and so what we're going to add is another list view, which will eventually bind to a REST endpoint, and we're going to basically say number. No, that's fine. Don't care about the theme per se, but let's just do that, adding that. And notice my preview here is not working, but that's okay. Hit finish, hit save. You can see what that looks like now. And then one thing we don't have on the list view is the, oh yeah, we do a search filter. So that right there, so data filter equal true. I should have checked that the first time, but for now, we'll just come in here and type it in. Data-filter equal true. So that gives us a search window at the top, if I did that correctly. Oh, filter. There we go. All right, so now I can type in, 2, right? 3. Okay, we'll bind that eventually to some search results from the database, from REST endpoint. And let's design our form on page 3. Okay, come down here, and we're going to add in page 3. Actually, let's just do this. Put my cursor in the right place, double click. Okay, this is the add contact page. Add contact. Finish. And on this page, we're going to add some fields, so we're going to take advantage of our text input down here. All right, and we're going to want the name. Okay, and let's just call this name. First name plus last name. Oh, and actually, let's not do that. Let's use a placeholder. That's a nice HTML5 placeholder. Okay, I think that's good. And we'll take the vertical layout. There we go, and hit finish. Boom. So let's see what this looks like now over here. Okay, fantastic. All right, switch over here. All right, so we can see our Chrome and Firefox are looking good. And let's add another input field. On this one, we want the email address, email, and then the value of that placeholder, email address. And we'll type that in, hit finish. Okay, hit Control S. There we go, looking good. And the last thing we'll add is the phone number. Okay. And vertical, and hit finish. So there we've designed our form, and we've designed our basic user interface of the application. Oh, and if you notice here, I don't have the menu on the third page. I forgot to copy and paste that down. So let me go get my panel. From page 2, add it to page 3, right above the header. And in the header, we'll add the link to the panel, which will go right here. All right, boom, boom. And as you can see, there's the little icon showing up there now. And actually, while we're in here, I'd like to add a modal dialog. So let's see if we can get that done too. So I'm going to add a, so think of this as like an about dialog. So I'm going to add that in. Let's call this the about dialog. And we'll let it generate an ID, dialog 1. Actually, let's not. Let's give it a proper name. Close button on left, close button on right. Okay. I'll stick with that. Hit finish. Okay. And I need to add a button, the appropriate button to open that guy up. So here I'm on page 3. And I can use the outline view here to kind of navigate around. But page 3, I want to specifically be in the header. And I want to add a button. Okay. And so this is the dialog button. Pound dialog. About dialog. About dialog. Okay. Open dialog. That's kind of the trick there. And for the icon, we want the information icon. And I want the icon only. And let's see how that looks. And Control Save. All right, nice little eye up here on the right-hand side. So let's see if it works. There we go. All right. So that's the basic user interface of our application. And then next we'll wire it in with some JavaScript.